Hey everyone, what's up? Ryan here. Welcome to a new video. Have you ever stopped to think about how Brazil has contributed to the history of technology and innovation? In this video, we'll discover 10 Brazilian inventions that changed the world. So grab your coffee, get comfy on the couch, and stay tuned because the adventure starts now. We begin our list with Alberto Santos Dumont, the father of aviation. Born on July 20th, 1873 in Palmyra, Minas Gerais, Dumont showed an unparalleled passion for machines and inventions from an early age. He grew up on a coffee farm where he had access to books and scientific journals that fueled his curiosity. While others were building heavy machines, Dumont sought simplicity and elegance in flight. He believed that the secret to flying lay in lightness and aerodynamics. In Paris, where he settled, he began experimenting with dirigible balloons and soon became a well-known figure in the aviation community. In 1906, he created the 14 bis, a biplane that made the first officially recognized public flight in history. This event took place at the Bagatelle Field in Paris, in front of an enthusiastic crowd. The 14 bis flew for 60 meters at a height of about 3 meters, marking a historic feat. This achievement inspired a generation of engineers and inventors, forever changing the way we travel. From that moment on, aviation began to be seen as a real and practical possibility, not just a distant dream. Dumont didn't stop there. He continued to innovate and push the boundaries of technology at the time. Thanks, Dumont, you're the man. Your contribution to aviation is immeasurable, and your legacy lives on to this day. Not only did he pave the way for the development of more advanced aircraft, but he also inspired a culture of innovation and exploration. And this story about Santos Dumont and flight is just the tip of the iceberg. In addition to his contributions to aviation, Dumont was also a visionary in other fields. He had a restless mind and was always looking for new ways to improve people's lives through technology. Did you know that he was the one who inspired the creation of the wristwatch? During his flights, Dumont found inconvenient to have to take his pocket watch out to check the time. He then asked his friend Louis Cartier to create a watch that could be worn on the wrist, making it easier to check the time during flights. But that's a story for the next chapter. Stay tuned. In the next episode, we'll explore more about Santos Dumont's inventions and legacy, and how he continues to influence the world of aviation and beyond. Don't miss it. Ready for another amazing story? Did you know that the wristwatch also has a Brazilian pulse in its history? Santos Dumont, besides being an engineering genius, was super practical. During his flights, he asked his friend Louis Cartier to create a watch that could be worn on the wrist. In 1904, the Santos Dumont was born, the first modern wristwatch. Soon, other pilots adopted the accessory, which spread throughout the world, becoming a symbol of style and practicality. Nowadays, we answer the phone already knowing who's calling, right? But it wasn't always like this. Receiving a call was like a box of surprises. That changed thanks to Nelio José Nicolai, who invented caller ID in 1977. He developed a system that allowed you to identify the number of the person calling before you even answered. The invention revolutionized telephony and made life easier for millions of people worldwide. Our next destination is the world of inclusion and accessibility, where innovation and technology meet to transform lives. Let's learn about the inspiring story of José Álvares de Azevedo, a Brazilian visionary who changed the course of history with his revolutionary invention, the Braille typewriter. In 1950, written communication for the blind was still a huge challenge. Blind people faced numerous difficulties in expressing themselves in writing, which limited their educational and employment opportunities. José Álvares, with his brilliant mind and dedicated heart, created a machine that would facilitate writing in Braille, a tactile reading and writing system used by blind people. This invention allowed blind people to write quickly and efficiently, opening new doors for communication and self-expression. José Álvarez's invention was a milestone in the history of inclusion, as it not only made life easier for blind people, but also promoted equal opportunities. Thanks to this innovation, millions of blind people around the world have gained access to quality education, being able to attend schools and universities. Furthermore, the Braille typewriter opened doors to culture and the job market, allowing blind people to become qualified professionals and actively participate in society. Thank you, José Álvarez, for showing us that technology can and should be used to build a more humane and inclusive future. Your invention continues to inspire generations and promote social inclusion worldwide. Today, assistive technology continues to evolve, bringing new tools and resources that make life easier and more independent for people with disabilities. The tactile revolution started by José Álvarez de Azevedo is a powerful reminder that innovation can break down barriers and create a fairer world for all. Our next stop is democracy with the electronic voting machine, a Brazilian invention that revolutionized the way we vote. In the 1990s, Brazil decided to put an end to electoral problems and fraud. A team of Brazilian engineers created the electronic voting machine, a computerized voting system that made the process fast, easy, and secure. The invention was so successful that several countries adopted or were inspired by the electronic voting machine model to modernize their own electoral systems. Get ready for the world of science and medicine with Vital Brazil, the scientist who challenged venom and saved thousands of lives. At the end of the 19th century, snakebite was a serious public health problem. Vital Brazil developed specific antivenoms for each species of snake, saving thousands of lives every year. Vital Brazil's work was a milestone in the history of tropical medicine. Who has never walked around with their headphones on, enjoying their favorite music? It's an almost universal experience these days, but did you know that this practice has its roots in an invention with a Brazilian touch? Yes, it's true. Let's delve into the fascinating story of Andreas Pavel, the man behind the idea that revolutionized the way we listen to music. The inventor of the Walkman is Brazilian. Andreas Pavel was born in Brazil and raised in an environment that encouraged creativity and innovation. From a young age, he had a passion for music and technology, which led him to think of ways to combine these two interests. Andreas Pavel had the idea of creating a device that would allow people to listen to music anywhere, anytime. He wanted people to be able to take their favorite music with them wherever they went, without relying on large stationary devices. This vision led him to develop an innovative concept that would forever change the music industry. In 1972, he developed the stereo belt, a prototype that had all the features that would make the Sony Walkman a success years later. The stereo belt was a portable device that allowed people to listen to music on the go, something that was revolutionary at the time. Pavel was ahead of his time, anticipating a demand that didn't yet exist in the market. Despite patenting his invention in 1977, he faced difficulties finding companies willing to manufacture his device. Many companies couldn't see the potential of a portable music device and rejected his proposals. It was a frustrating time for Pavel, who firmly believed in the value of his invention. Sony launched the Walkman in 1979, taking credit for an invention that had Brazilian DNA. The Walkman quickly became a global phenomenon, changing the way people consumed music. Although Sony was the company that popularized the concept, the original idea came from Andreas Pavel, who finally received the recognition he deserved years later. Andreas Pavel's story is an inspiration to never give up on our dreams. His journey is a powerful reminder that innovation often faces resistance before it is accepted. Pavel shows us that with determination and passion, it is possible to transform a visionary idea into a reality that impacts millions of lives. So, the next time you put on your headphones and go for a walk, remember the Brazilian who made it possible. Our next stop is in the world of medicine with Manuel de Abreu, the genius behind the abreography. In the early 20th century, tuberculosis was a very serious public health problem. Manuel de Abreu developed abreography, a technique that allowed tuberculosis to be diagnosed quickly and efficiently. The invention allowed the disease to be identified in its early stages, saving millions of lives. Manuel de Abreu's legacy lives on to this day, inspiring new technologies for the diagnosis and treatment of diseases. Who has never had the experience of having to drain rice with a hot pan in their hand? The rice strainer, a simple but ingenious invention, made life in the kitchen easier. The simple and functional design has become an indispensable item in any kitchen, making life easier for millions of people worldwide. Simplicity is often the key to solving everyday problems. Our last stop takes us to outer space with engineer Fernando de Noronha. In the 1970s, he had the futuristic vision of using the sun's energy to power satellites. In 1976, Brazil launched Brasilsat A1, equipped with solar panels designed by Fernando de Noronha. The invention was a milestone in the history of space exploration, paving the way for the use of solar energy in satellites and spacecraft. So guys, did you enjoy learning about these 10 Brazilian inventions that changed the world? Brazil is full of brilliant minds and revolutionary ideas waiting to be discovered. Share this video with your friends and let's show the world Brazil's inventive capacity. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any content. See you next time.